everyone, welcome to our really fun pool noodle painting project. I am Miss Lauren, and the supplies I have today are a canvas or a piece of paper. I have a bunch of paint, it's all washable, and I have a pool noodle that I cut up into pieces so that we'll be able to use it for different colors and different textures. And that's a really cool thing about these pool noodles is that how, I pulled them off, how they ended up cutting, you get some really cool kind of textures. So I thought today we would paint an ocean or a lake, and we are gonna give it some texture. So we are gonna dip it in our blue paint, just like this. And we're gonna kind of almost stamp it, but like that. We're gonna kind of roll it to give it some texture, almost like we're stamping it. But do you see that how really cool it looks with the texture? Whoops, that was a lot. Yeah, so for this one, I don't really want us to paint like normal. We're gonna make sure that we get all of the cool texture from the pool noodles. Otherwise, it's just a boring old painting, right? Okay, yeah, and with how it looks almost pixely, it makes me think of all the waves and all the foam that you can have in the water. Things like that. So I say I don't want us to paint normally, but I just mean for now, because I think the water is going to look really cool like this. What do you guys think? You can see it so far, right? Yeah. Everything's good. We've got our texture. And for this project, I do not have materials out. So you will have to use your own pool noodles. Anything you got left over from the pool this summer, if you don't feel like doing it now, you can, of course, use it for painting whenever. But, they're big things, and who wants to waste that, right? Okay, so I'm going to finish painting the water just like this, like how we've been doing stamping. And then I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to let this dry before we get to our next part. So while that's not exactly completely dry, what we're going to do now is we're going to use a different blue, and I'm going to use one of my weird kind of sticky outy ones, or maybe just a normal one, but I'm going to use this lighter blue, and we are going to make our sky. And luckily you can tell the difference. I was worried for a second. So again, I'm doing it to get kind of some texture. I'm doing more of a singular stamp for this one rather than just rolling it. So we kind of I'm kind of holding it sideways. I'm just dipping it in a little bit and then going like this. So with paintings like this, at least for how we're doing it, it's probably going to look kind of sloppy. But I think that's going to be cool because, look at this. The texture is going to be really cool. It's going to look beautiful. But no matter what you guys paint, it's always going to be beautiful. So I'm going to pause the video again so that I can get through the sky. Because how boring for you guys. Look how much I have left. How boring would it be for you to watch me do the whole thing? Okay, so things may not be completely dry, but this is how we're looking so far. And it's got beautiful texture. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to look for one of my tubes to have kind of a longer edge, because this is where we are going to be using these just like a regular paintbrush, just to kind of outline. So we are going to make a couple of islands just like this, and we're going to do our best to make them a little hilly. Like I said, things aren't necessarily completely dry, but that's okay. Just to draw them on, we're going to use the black just like this. If you want to give it some textures like how we were doing before, absolutely. It actually looks like it's going to make the color stay better. So we're going to do that. And there's our first island over there on the rocky hillside. So there is an island, and we're going to make another island here, a little bit shorter. Like I said, we're going to use it just to start as just almost like a regular brush, just to get the shape of it. And then we are gonna fill it in like so. So these can even be volcanoes. Like this one kind of looks like it would be a volcano. I think we're gonna make that happen. We're just gonna go little wispy first. Okay, so we've got our islands. What we're gonna do on this one is we're gonna make a little palm tree, just like that, just the shadow of one. And we're gonna kind of fan it out like fireworks for the leaves. Like that. So then I'm gonna go over them just like we've been doing. Give them a little extra texture, like so. And the last thing we're gonna try to do is we are gonna try to make a great big sunshine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for the one that is the flattest, and this looks to be the flattest. And I am just gonna dip the whole thing like that in the yellow. And then I am gonna pick a spot right here. We're gonna smash it. And there's a sunshine. It's a little green, but I think it looks kind of cool. Maybe we'll add a little dab of orange in there too, just to make it, you know, really stand out. But yeah, well, this is the gist of our pool noodle painting. Thank you guys for joining me. If you decide to do this or something like this or something much better than this, let us know. Show us at the library, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great day.